A very good morning, students. Welcome back to Business Studies class. And till today, we were studying only the few basic concepts of business studies, and we already started with the second chapter, right? I hope Daisy ma'am already taught you the meaning of sole proprietorship, yes or no? And we have 5 forms of business organization. In that, we have studied the first one, that is sole proprietorship. And ma'am has taught you the meaning and features of sole proprietorship, and today's class we are going to study the merits and demerits, that is advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship. So let's move on to the class, students. Today we are going to do with the, I already told you, we are going to do with the features, that sorry, meaning and features already taught, and we are going to do the merits and demerits. So there are, in the second chapter, we are going to study the forms of business organization. Which are those 5 forms of business organization? Sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu undivided family, cooperative society, and joint stock company. In this 5 forms, first form, that is first type of organization or first type of business we have studied, is sole proprietorship. Student, what do you mean by sole proprietorship? Sole is nothing but an individual. Yes or no? Sole is only one or individual. Proprietorship means owner. One owner who is going to manage the business, who's going to manage the activities, who's going to invest in the business, and who's take up all the risk of the business is known as the sole proprietorship. Yes or no? And we have studied already the features of sole proprietorship. And today's class we are going to do the merits. Merits is nothing but advantages. What are the advantages of doing a sole proprietorship, and what are the demerits, what are the disadvantages also is there. See, one the same coin has a head and tail, yes or no? So both it has advantages and disadvantages. We can't say that it only the sole proprietorship has always advantages. No, it has some disadvantage, it has some limitations. That is what it will bring up a new concepts of the next few concepts of this chapter. So the limitations of sole proprietorship helps to bring up the next forms of business organization. So let me go through what are the merits, what are the advantages, and what are the demerits, what are the disadvantages or the limitations of sole proprietorship in today's class. What are the advantages, that is what are the merits of doing this sole proprietorship? I already told you, sole proprietor means it's a one owner who is doing the business, who's taking up all the activities, carried on all the business activities alone, is nothing but a sole proprietor. Yes or no? There are some advantages of doing it. There are many of the 90% of the people who want to do alone the business. So why? There are some merits. Let me go into why the people always choose to do sole proprietorship. So first one is quick decision making. The name, the word itself is as quick. Quick means instant. Instant they can take decisions. Why and how? Why it will be instant decisions? Why it will be taken? I already told you, only one person who is doing a business. Let me go with the example. You have seen many provision stores, saloons, boutique, and all. These organizations or these firms, these stores are run by the only one person. So in the, if one person is going to do the business, he don't want to ask anyone's, and he don't want to share his decisions to anyone. He don't want to ask anyone's permission to do it. Yes or no? He don't have his friends because his friends has not invested. He's the one who person has invested in the business. Yes. Second thing is, whatever the concepts he have, whatever the secrets he have, he don't want to share with anyone because it's only one person. Same thing, any decision you want to take up in the business about anything activities, he don't want to ask anyone's, that is his consent, anyone's whether they want to give whether they want to give his right, or anyone they want to give his suggestion is not accepted, because he's the only one person and he don't want anyone's suggestions to do this business. Understood? So any decisions he want to take up in the business, he can take instantly because he don't want to consult any others for the suggestion or ideas. So that is what a sole proprietor enjoys. Considerable degree of freedom. He has full freedom, he has full autonomy, he has full freedom in taking any decisions freely. That is what quicker decision is happen, and his decisions is prompt. Why it is prompt and why it has taken instantly? Because you don't want to consult anyone in taking his decision in the business. Okay. Next is confidentiality of information. Any information regarding his business, let me go with any information. What type of information? Let me go with example of he got some profit of crores of rupees. He don't want to share with anyone. Yes or no? Because only one owner, he only invested, so he don't want to share this information with anyone. He can maintain secrets. Any ideas, any innovation he is bringing up in the business, he don't want to share with anyone. Yes or no? So that is what he can maintain secrets in about the business alone. Next is in sole proprietorship, one more advantages is, see, in joint stock company, we'll go with the meaning of joint stock company and about it later in the future classes. But these companies, what happens, these are the companies that we have seen Accenture, that is Infosys, yes or no? These companies are like multinational companies. This companies is running with the public money. Okay. And with the public money, when they're running, if they have some profit, everything they have to disclose, everything they have to show to the public that how much they are earning, because these monies are invested by the public in the form of shares. But in sole proprietorship, public is not involved in investment, so you don't want to share that information, that is profit information or about the company information, to the public. So that is what one of the very important advantages is. You don't want to share that information, that is profit information or about the business informations, to the public. He can maintain that secrets confidential. Understood? He can maintain confidential, or he can maintain the secrets of business alone with it himself. So that is what confidentiality of information related to business operation are kept confidential. And authority, that is sole decision making authority, helps in maintaining secrecy about business activity. Sole decision making authority means he alone is taking a decision and he can maintain secrets about it, and there's no compulsion of publishing firm's account. I already told you, the companies has to publish their accounts, that is how much they have earned a profit, how much the business has an asset, how much the business has a liability. It has to show to the public by the companies. But sole proprietors need not to share this information to the public, because public money is not involved. In sole proprietorship, only the sole person, that is a owner, one owner who is investing, only he should know the profit. None of the others is not involved in the business. So that is what he can, there is no compulsion of publishing the firm accounts. He can maintain the secrets about the business. Next is direct incentive. What do you mean by direct incentive? Though we already told you, when if we do a business, we'll get a profit. Yes or no? Once we get a profit, if I'm a sole proprietor, I don't want to share this profit with anyone. But what about in the partnership and all? Partnership means you have some person, you have your friend in your business, you both have invested in the business. If you get any profit, you have to share with him. Yes or no? But in sole proprietorship, whatever the profit he is going to earn, he can enjoy the complete full profit alone. He don't want to share with anyone. So that is called direct incentive. He don't want to share his profit with anyone. Second thing, it is a direct incentive. What do you mean by direct incentive? How much you give, that much you will get. That is what direct incentive. See, you put 100% hard work, definitely you'll get 100% profit to your business, and you alone will receive. If you're not putting any hard work into the business, what will happen? You'll earn a loss, and alone will face a loss. So it's simple one. You are a student, and if you put so much of hard work and concentration, you'll get good marks. Yes or no? If you won't put concentration, if you won't do any work, definitely you'll get very less marks and you'll fail. Yes or no? That is called direct incentive. But in partnership, what will happen? If one person is putting hard work and if he get a profit, that profit will be shared with with these two persons. Even one person is not doing also, he'll get a profit. But in sole proprietor, it is not like that. It is depend on you. If you put hard work, if you come up with innovation, if you do so much of concentration in the business, whatever the positive comes, definitely he alone will enjoy. If he is not doing anything and tomorrow he face a loss, he alone should face it. That is called direct incentive. A sole proprietor is a sole recipient of the profit. He is one person who's going to enjoy. There is no need to share the profit. This provides maximum incentive to the sole trader to work hard. Once the profit is not shared, he'll always feel that anyway the profit is not shared, let me enjoy the full profit. And this makes him to work hard. If he see the profit more and more, then he'll start working hard. Yes or no? Because the concept is not going to share with anyone. Next is sense of accomplishment. Students, what do you mean by sense of accomplishment? Is nothing but sense of belongingness. Let me go with one example. I will ask you people to write down all the notes. Okay, if you want to, and I will tell you, I will give you some phrases. If your handwriting is very good, so what you are supposed to do, you will write very neatly. Yes or no? Because of the phrases. So if you start writing in your books very neatly, that is called sense of accomplishment, because the sense of belonging. Yes, it is my book, let me maintain neatly. But if your friend also will ask to write in his book, will you write in the same handwriting how you wrote in your book? Definitely you're not going to do it. Yes or no? Why? Because you will think that it is his book. Yes or no? That is what sense of accomplishment means. Sense of belonging means, yes, it is my book, yes, it is my class, yes, it is my phone. Yes or no? That is called sense of belongingness. There is a sense of accomplishment only in sole proprietorship, because he's only one owner. He feel that the sense of satisfaction he'll have, self satisfaction, self confidence he will have in his business. So there is a personal satisfaction involves in working for oneself. If you're alone doing anything and you have that satisfaction, if more than one person is doing, that won't come. That self satisfaction won't come. Because why? Both are involved. Yes or no? Sometimes there will be decisions or anything won't match with your friend. Yes or no? That belongingness, that satisfaction won't come when there is more than one person. But if it is only one person, that satisfaction, that confidence will automatically comes in within you. That is called sense of accomplishment. There is also a sense of self satisfaction, confidence in one's abilities. The last merit, there are 5 minutes, and the fifth merit is ease of formation and closure. What do you mean by ease of formation? It is easy to start and easy to close. The very important sole proprietorship merit is, it is very easy to start. Why it is very easy to start? Why? Because you don't have there is no law in the government, there is no separate law that governs sole proprietorship. But partnership, what and all, we are going to study in the future classes. There are other four forms, right? But it has a law, there is a guidelines from the government. But sole proprietorship doesn't have any guidelines from the government, so it is very easy to start its business. That is what minimum, that is minimum. Some formalities will be there, anyone can do it with a very shortage of time. And that format is, if you want to start with any, like keeping a name for your company, like keeping a name for your store, or like that simple minimum legal format is will be there, you can do it. And there is no separate law that governs the sole proprietorship. And it's very easy to start, because you don't want to consult anyone, and you don't want to ask your friends to join your company, because you are the only one person. And it is very easy to close the business as per your wish. Tomorrow I don't want to continue my business, I want to close my stores. Tomorrow I want to close my salon. Yes, you can close your salon. Why? Because you don't want to consult anyone, it is your own business. So that is what very important is. It is easy to start and easy to close, because it is as per the wish of the owner. There are 5 minutes. Which are those? First one is a quick decision making, because you don't want to consult anyone for his decision. Confidentiality of information, because he don't want to publish his accounts, and he don't want to share his business activities or business information with anyone. He can maintain secrets. And third is direct incentives, nothing but he don't want to share the profits with anyone. And how much your hard work he is putting, he definitely will get a profits. And sense of accomplishment, that is nothing but a self confidence and self satisfaction will be there, and according to his one's abilities. And the last one is, it is easy to start and easy to close as per the wish of the owner. There are 5 minutes. Now let me move on. Even though the sole proprietor has so many minutes, but still it has some limitation, it has some demerits. People sometimes won't choose sole proprietorship. Why? Because first one is limited resources. What do you mean by limited resources? Limited resources means the resources, let me go with example of cash or funds or the assets what he has, it is very limited, it's very shortage, there is a shortage of resources. Why? Because I already told you, you are the only one owner who is going to start the business. The money what you have, the funds what you have, it is only what you have saved. No one are going to give you the money. There are many reasons why people won't lend you the money to the sole proprietor. One is that you're the only one owner. If something happens to you or to your business, who is going to pay the amount back to them? Yes or no? Second is, especially the banks and other institutions, the financial institutions who's going to give a loan to a loan to you is not going to come forward. Why? Because I already told you, if there are partnership, if any other forms, there will be another person to pay. But here there is no one person, there is only one person. If tomorrow he dies, tomorrow something happens to the business, so who is going to pay? So if that person is not exist, who is going to pay to that amount? Yes or no? So that is what many people won't encourage sole proprietorship. Why? Because there will be limited amount to start the business. Why there will be limited amount? Because no one are going to pay the amount to him, no one are going to lend loan to him, because if something happens to him or to his business, there is no other person to repay it. That is what, there is a limited resources are limited to his personal savings and borrowings from others. See, I want to start tomorrow a business. What and all I saved, only that my personal savings I have to invest. Understood? Second is, banks and other lending institutions may hesitate, they won't come forward to pay long term loan to the sole proprietor. And that is what, this is the reason why the business is very small. So they can't come up with a huge store, they have to come up with a small store, they have to come up with a small saloon, they have to come up with a small bakery, because they don't have much cash, they don't have more amounts or more funds to start with a huge bakery. Understood? That is what limited resources means. Second is limited life of business concern. What do you mean by limited life of business concern? As we already know that sole proprietorship is nothing but a no separate legal entity. Here business and owners are same. See, I started a saloon, I started a beauty parlor, I started a store, I started a stationery shop. It is my business. Yes or no? And I and my business are same. So tomorrow I have to invest in my business, means I have a gold, I will sell my gold and I will invest my business. Tomorrow I want to something I want to take from my business to my home, I can take it. Why? Because it's my business. So business and owners are same. Once business and owners are same, the very big problem is, if something happens to the owner, like a death means he'll die. Insolvency, he is unable to pay his debts, he is unable to pay the loan, he don't have 1 rupee also cash to pay the bank. And illness, something very seriously, his health issues, if these affects the business, and finally the business is going to close. So that is what one of the demerits is, limited life of business concern. So limited life of business concern means they can't continue for a longer term if something happens to the owner, because he's only the one owner will be there. If something happens to him or his health, then it is very difficult to continue his business. So because of this reason, many are not going to give a loan to the sole proprietor. Understood? And unlimited liability, what do you mean by unlimited? Very important word is unlimited liability. Liability means, if you already know the accountancy means, liability means anything you want to pay. So you have taken a loan, let me go with example, you have taken a loan from your friend. Yes. So what happens, tomorrow you want to pay that loan to him and you don't have cash at business. So what happens when you don't have cash at business? What you're going to do the next immediate, when your friend is coming and asking every time, you are going to sell your personal asset. At home there is a gold, at home there is some TV or a refrigerator, you're going to sell your personal assets to pay the business debts. See, you have made a loan for the business, and you are paying that loan by selling your personal asset. Now tell me, business loan and business loss or something, it is affecting your personal life. Yes or no? That is called unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means where the personal assets also is affected because of business, when the business is unable to pay its debts ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವೇನ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ personal asset also. That is called unlimited liability. Means if a owner, the meaning of unlimited liability means if the owner business, if the business is unable to pay the business debts, then the owner has to bring from his personal assets to pay the business debts. Understood? That is called unlimited liability. Why? Because any poor decisions can create a serious financial burden on the owners. That is what sole proprietor won't come up with the innovation or any innovation, any new ideas he won't come up, because if something that new ideas doesn't work, the whole business will collapse. Yes or no? That is what some poor decision will create such a burden for the owner. That is what unlimited liability is, one of the biggest disadvantage of the sole proprietorship. Again, I'll repeat, unlimited liability means if a business can't pay the business debts, then his personal, who is his owner personal assets are affected. That is called unlimited liability. Understood? Next one is limited managerial ability. What do you mean by limited managerial ability? Means a one person can't be expert in all the fields. Yes or no? So are you expert in all the field? Yes, many a times many a person can't be expert in all the fields. He can't be specialized in every field. Yes or no? Where in very rare case he will be expert, but not every time. So some decisions can't be taken alone. Yes or no? So if he know, he should know every field information, like where to purchase, how much to purchase, how to sell, where to sell, how to advertise, how to take a loan from each person, and how to pay. See, all these are, that is what in a company there are different departments, but in sole proprietor there is no different departments. Why? Because there's only one person. He should take care of everything. Yes or no? Let me go with example. If you have a function at home and you have to take up every activities, you alone should do it. Yes or no? But you're not expert in all the field, you don't know where to buy and where to take it, but you should do it. Yes or no? That is what limited manager. But if you have many people who know where to get and how to get it, then you can divide that work to those others. Yes or no? But this can't happen in the sole proprietorship because it's a single owner. So one of the disadvantages is limited managerial ability. That is, he alone can't take up every task. Why? Because he's not expert in every field. So why? And second thing is, though he is not expert in every field, he can employ andre ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರನ್ನ recruit ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. Those who are expert he can recruit, but to recruit also is a problem because he can't pay the salary to him because of limited resources. Understood? Though he don't have a cash, he can't recruit a new person. Yes or no? Why he don't have a cash? Because no one are giving a loan. Why no one are giving a loan? Because of limited life. Because if something happens to him, it will affect the whole business. That is what he can't employ the new person. See, one is depend on other, one limitation is depend on other now. So limited manager ability means he is a sole responsible at taking up every decisions. But it is a very rare case he will be expert in all the field, like purchasing, selling, financing. But he can't be expert. Though he can't be expert in all the fields, he can't employ also, he can't recruit a new person also. Why he can't recruit a new talented person? Because he can't pay the salary. Why he can't pay his salary so much? Because of limited resources. Understood? The fifth disadvantages is competition of big industries. Though we know that it is a very small salon, very small bakery, very small stationery shop. Why it is small? Because they don't have so much of resources. So these stationery shops can't compete with the big industries. Yes or no? So let me go with the example. You have a small vegetable shops. So can you compete with the Reliance Refresh? Yes or no? You can't copy it. If a next of your shop, if there is a Reliance store, every people will go to Reliance store or Reliance Fresh. Yes or no? Why they will go to Reliance Fresh? Because everything they get there, and even vegetables also will get there. But your shop, which is selling only the vegetables, very few people will come. This is what of the disadvantage of sole proprietorship. They can't compete with the big industries, because the big industries has more resources, they have more money. But you have very less money, you can't compete with the big industries. This is what one of the disadvantages for the sole proprietorship. Understood? And to conclude that, though it has limitation, but still it has many people will choose sole proprietor because of two reasons. One is that you need very less capital to start. Second is whatever the profit you get, you alone can enjoy. Because of this two reasons, many people will many people will choose sole proprietorship. I hope you all understood the concepts what we have studied today. Let's recap. That is, we have studied the merits, that is advantages, that is with there are 5 advantages: quick decision making, confidentiality of information, direct incentive, sense of accomplishment, and ease of formation and closure. Disadvantages are nothing but limitations or disadvantages, which are the demerits: limited resources, limited life of business concern, unlimited liability, limited managerial and competition of big industries. Whenever merits and demerits is asked, it is always to give a conclusions. If you want to give, you can give, otherwise you can leave it. But I prefer you just give a, that is, you just give a conclusion for it. Understood? And today's assignment is, students, so a sole proprietor has dash type of liability. What type of liability, students? They have unlimited liability. Yes or no? And the second one is, explain any 3 minutes of sole proprietorship. We have 5 minutes. Yes or no? Can you see here? We have 5 minutes. So right, explain any three. So first three you can explain, or any three. However, the points which I gave below the each sub points, you have to write down like that. Okay. And the next one is, explain any 2 limitations of sole proprietorship. There are 5 limitations. You can explain 2 limitations. So 3 merits, 2 limitations, and one mark you're going to write as a homework, students. So till now, I hope you have understood the concepts of merits and demerits of sole proprietorship. In tomorrow's class, we are going to study the next concept, that is Hindu undivided family. Okay, so that is the second forms of business organization. First one we have studied as sole proprietorship, and next one we are going to study in the tomorrow's class. So until then, take care, students.